Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, starting a bit prematurely, but whatever. We're back with some more Touch Detective 2.5. We're into part 2 of the first case, which is robbery, the whole thing with the noodles. This is the day after yesterday, which is today. How do I words? Anyway, this is the day after the last episode, which we won the dance competition. We found that the top secret picture book had been torn, and we made some progress, but at the same time we made no progress whatsoever. Now, in this episode, we're going to start and finish up the second half of this case. Like, this case will be completely done by the end of this episode, because we do some serious work, apparently. That's an arowana, actually. I think, last time I said names of fish, and I could not make up my mind, but it's definitely not a goldfish. It's a fish that is gold, but it's not a goldfish. Anyway, hello, you turkey-ass person. Okay then. Now, I'm not quite sure how to go about doing the next episode, because I don't remember how I did it in my first LP, but I could just go back and check. But there's the bonus episode, which is sort of a sort of free roaming version of the game, where after each chapter they add some side quests to it. But I don't remember if I did all the side quests all at once in my previous LP, or if I did like a bonus episode after each chapter, because each chapter unlocks a new set of side quests. So I don't know, assuming I don't make up my mind in time, just leave your opinion in the comments if you're so inclined. Anyway, we want to see the design drawing of the noodle chute, and we're trying to praise her, but she's not having it. She'd rather be peppered with compliments. Well, isn't that technically what we were doing? Just, short, sharp bursts of, "You're amazing, you're totally not a plagiarist, you're not Cascada, you're a bit Lady Gaga-ish." No. She literally wants to be covered in pepper. Like, not even, like, pepper her with praise. No, just pepper her with pepper. Artsy types, how do they even function? Well, there you go. Now, one thing that I don't show off until a lot later, because I forgot that I needed to show it off, is, now that we've done that, the pepper half of the condiment dispenser is now empty. There is nothing in the pepper side, so we can no longer use pepper. Anyway, that's the design drawing, but it does look an awful lot familiar. Cookies don't even cost this less. But yes, it looks an awful lot like the missing page from the top secret picture book, wouldn't you say? Would you not say, Mr. Tom? See, he agrees. So, then that means that Miss Yvonne is actually the bad guy here. She stole the book, she tore the page out so that she could commit the plagiarism that she was so fervently denying in the last episode while I was talking about, knots. And so then she's responsible for stealing the noodles, question mark? You're a fine one to talk about stealing and being scary. Look at the size of your lips and the mop on your head. Oh. Really? Inspiration? Is that a tribute? It's plagiarism. Tonight we can be plagiarists. We are young at heart and we're free. The world is ours. I can feel the music in me. Ah, references to things. But, I can't words today, but did you just say the milkman, good madam? I feel like he may be the hairy baby maker. Again, references. But it seems like the common thread here is the milkman, because apparently he's the one who supplied the torn out page of the picture book to Miss Yvonne, and did something with Antoinette, the baker woman. I forget exactly what, and obviously that there was he clearly it was him who turned Penelope's pink noodles into milk, so apparently it's the milkman who's responsible for all this. But there's something clearly wrong with the mayor. He's acting all kinds of two-faced and thingy-flavoured. What's the word? Wait, did I say two-faced? I can't keep track of my own commentary. I just had lunch and I can't brain. Anyway, Chloe has acquired some top-secret information, which, yeah, Mackenzie's got a good point there. It's probably not top secret, and chances are it isn't even information. Sick burn. Damn it, chair, you shut up. But what was the point of telling me that you have information if you're not going to give me this information? Nyah. Hey, this commentary's full of holes, because I can't even... And also, touchscreen controls are a bit weird. Anyway, the fire's not hot enough, so let's do something about that. Yay, enthusiasm. It boils and so on. And Tom wipes his face and then something falls out of his pocket. But what is it? What could it possibly be? It looks like a peach or a scrap of cloth. Or a heart-shaped fossil. Okay, there was no warning that this would be... Like, okay, so we know it's a stolen... Like, how are we supposed to know that this heart-shaped fossil was... There was not even any mention of it in the first half of this case. Well, okay, there was an allusion to it, and that's this tree here. So we'll just do what any puzzle game person would do logically and just shove the heart-shaped thing into the heart-shaped hole, ladies. And now the tree's talking to us! Okay. Now here's an important thing. If the symbol is drawn in white, so there we go. Whatever the reason for opening this portal, we now know why the noodles have disappeared. For whatever reason, perhaps just to take the coloured noodles out of the equation, or to just turn them white, as Chloe suggested, the idea is whoever's the mastermind here, presumably the milkman. In fact, that would make a lot of sense. He dyed the coloured noodles white using milk, maybe. I don't know how noodles work, but the idea is to draw a symbol in white to open a portal, and it has to be done in white, so it gets rid of the coloured noodles. So that solves that mystery, and here's our weapon, a flower. I'm not going to mention, by the way, that this is where the first case gets really fucking weird. So, we got some paper out of nowhere. Now, this is where I point out that the pepper grinder is empty. Put the seeds in there, grind it up into powder. Now this bit you can fail. If the thing you use this resulting red powder for, it's empty again. Now this red powder has a purpose, but you can try to use the red flour or the red seeds in this at the same point that you need to use this red powder. And of course that consumes the flour or the seeds, so you have to come back and get another one. So that technically counts as a failure. And police. Now we heard a brief mention of Inspector Daria in the first half of this case, but we didn't really pay her any mind. But she's sort of like a slightly older Chloe in terms of behaviour. And also this Cornstalker fellow, who is this? Once again, all of these references to things that they've not made reference to up to this point, but apparently there's some gentleman thief called the Cornstalker. Sounds really weird to say out loud, and it reminds me of Bentley Jones, because, of course, his fandom are the Truth Stalkers, so... Damn it, throat. Anyway. Honestly, I'm tempted not to say too much in this episode, because, I mean, there's action, but there's also a lot of talking, and... Okay, she wants to fondle everyone here. But yes, you get more out of it by reading what they're saying, rather than just listening to me, and it's impossible to listen to what I'm saying, process what I'm saying, and read and process what they're saying as well. But yes, Mackenzie pretty much just confirmed as well that Daria is just Chloe again. I mean, it's not literally Chloe, it's like... she's similar to Chloe in a number of ways. And I was watching some footage of that game by Square Enix called Life is Strange, and I couldn't help but draw some parallels between that and this, and the main protagonist of that is a girl called Max. Okay, not quite the same, but like Mackenzie, Max, similar enough, whose best friend is Chloe, who behaves similarly but less derpily. I will say though, like, as brilliant as that game is and looks, it is a shameless rip-off of Riley Rewind. Like, I know there's only so much you can do with the idea of someone who has the power to go back in time by a short amount of time, but still, it's a bit shameless. Anyway, Daria is apparently just terrible at her job. And Tom appears to be being I think that's what I was thinking of before. Schizophrenic, apoplectic, protoplasmic? I don't know. Now he's just splitting all of the hairs. Don't worry about the thief, but find the fossil. But don't bother anyone because of the festival, but find that fossil! So, I believe we've got past the point as well where we've established that the Cornstalker is a master of disguise. Kind of like, what's his name? Oh my god, it's been such a long time. The guy from the first 3 Professor Layton games, or the last 3 within the series, but from Curious Village to Lost Future, and those 3, like the ones that are the latest in this series but the earliest to come out. Don Paolo, was it? Like that kind of, you would not be able to tell unless you know the story who is the Cornstalker in disguise. But I think it's fairly obvious. It's Penelope! Yay, choco bananas. Yes. I'm completely lost as to where we are in the story here, because this part of the story, hence why this episode is relatively shorter, just does involve a lot of going back and forth between the screens of the forest talking to people. But when it gets going, it really does get going, because, you know, we've had weirdnesses. That's a very creepy laugh. So, I'm surprised that Mackenzie didn't just say, well, actually, we did find the fossil, Mayor Tom dropped it, and we shoved it into a tree. And that's an interesting choice of words, red-handed. Like, I feel like it may be a pun of some sort, because we're shoving red dye into a pot of noodles in order to catch him red-handed, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I will say, while I remember, that this area of the forest, enjoy it while it looks like this, because in the quote-unquote bonus episodes, the side quest ones, the ones that aren't in a formal chapter, this place looks very different, and I believe it looks that kind of very different in the other episodes of, in the other chapters of this game, and we got caught on Miss Yvonne for a second there. Anyway, let's begin the festival. Using special noodles for the kickoff. Ah. Well, that's kind of worth noting, but only if you pay attention to the dialogue that follows. And Funky is rather anxious, so much so that he won't let us leave the screen. So, let's pester Mayor Tom. Well, this is the front of the chute, isn't it? This is where this is how I define the front of the chute. This is where they come out. Like, I wouldn't even refer to it in terms of front and back, like start and finish. Anyway, the noodles are white, but we dyed them. Why are they white? And once again, I was jumping the gun a bit. We need to clarify with Mayor Tom what the shit is going on here. But highest quality noodles, the superior noodles, the thighs that Penelope, because of Penelope's thighs, the noodles are white. That's what we're gonna go with. So we've had noodles that were boiled separately, which means that we've dyed the wrong ones, which means they're still going to draw the symbol in white. Oh no! Now, it only just hit me literally just now. I thought that the importance of drawing the symbol in white was the position the noodles landed in the pond at the bottom, but no, it's the ones that are going down this chute here, isn't it? Because they're in the shape of the symbol. Anyway, Chloe appears to be eating the noodles. Well, I suppose that's in the spirit of the festival, but, well, we should just trick her into eating the noodles so that they have nothing left except for the pink ones, which should then save the day. So we've been saved thanks to Chloe's greed, apparently. That's a really disturbing sound effect. And now, the logo of this game, the fingers holding up the 2, is it just me, or does the outline of the thumb and the 2 other fingers that aren't being stuck out, that kind of looks like Georgian script? But then again, I don't know how to read Georgian script. I just know that it looks like a load of circles, and yeah, like Armenian is all kind of triangular as well. Anyway, we'd have to cancel the festival, but he refuses because they must have more noodles. It's kind of suspicious that Mayor Tom is so insistent on opening this portal that the tree mentioned. But of course, I think at this point we've sort of given the game away, but anyway, low-grade noodles, the only ones left. That means that the only noodles that remain are pink, but of course he doesn't know that they're pink. So, while he's having a bit of a catfight with Yvonne, we can just sit back and relax, knowing that there's no way we can fail at this point. Things are getting weird. Hello. Giant random cuckoo clock. Ah, hello, Mr. Cornstalker. I recognise your voice. Anyway, this is the portal that he's been so anxious about opening with the white noodles, but hang on. Pink noodles, portal's going crazy. We have succeeded at life. Now time for the third picture of this episode, well, chapter. He's been absorbed into this portal, except he hasn't, because, as Daria is about to tell us, he's still in this area somewhere. Just rest assured that's what happens. This sort of reminds me, recently I've been watching a series by another LPer who is doing what I'm doing. Like, they're doing a DS game, they have the same issues with lag, and so they record it and then post-commentate, and they're so much better at it than I am. I prefer doing it live. Anyway, that's such a weird image out of context, just sieving out this flopping corn guy. Yay! Anyway, we shall apprehend the Cornstalker, because he's totally not going to get away and then become a recurring antagonist. Recurring antagonist. And how does he know that we are the Touch Detective? Could it be the giant logo that I put just above that screen? Nah, surely not. We are ashamed of that name, but at least we're not Thomas the Smell Detective, if I'm remembering correctly. And Daria clearly has some sort of lady boner for him, because she wants him to say her name as well. That's slightly creepy the more you think about it. But at least it's not as suggestive as the Choco Bananas, which I'm not going to get back into. Anyway, let's just deny all knowledge of what a Touch Detective is. And that's actually it for this case. Investigation report, and now we're done. So, yeah. We got to eat noodles in the end after all. I'd like to think that our small bundles of noodles played a role in this. Like, it'd be nice if they'd mentioned, oh, these noodles are shorter than the others, and they're pink as well. Then it would have... I don't know. Anyway, well, that's the end of this case. Let me know if you want me to move straight on to case 2, or if I should do the case 1 post-game, for want of a better word. And on that note, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and I will see you in the next episode of Touch Detective 2.5, or whatever video of mine you happen to watch after this.